Oh, what's good, people? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter, 164 or 165? 165, man. The thing about this chapter, for me, it was very interesting to see that Oda decided to devote a large portion of this chapter towards comedy. Again, that balance is still there. There were some serious moments, particularly when Sir Crocodile shows up and it's revealed to all of the upper members of the Baroque Works, all the ones who are the numbered agents. It's revealed to them that, look, you're actually working for a pirate. And I thought that was interesting that he didn't actually reveal to himself his identity. And, like, I get the whole thing that nobody saw his face, very smart, and I never really thought on why he never showed his face to his subordinates, but now it makes sense, because if they would have known from the jump that they were working for a pirate, particularly one of the 7 warlords, it'd be two things. One, there's a greater chance of somebody running their mouth and you compromise your whole setup. And then the other thing is some people will not work for a pirate, period. But it's interesting because I like how that was kind of foreshadowed a little bit or hinted at, but at the same time it just shows that when you're just in too deep, there's no turning back. And so when he gives them their missions, and each of them has to carry out a different mission in the kingdom, and when it does, Alabasta be theirs. But the thing that I thought was interesting about that is they willingly took it. And again, it goes back to that being in too deep part, but even then I was expecting somebody to hesitate. And I don't know if it happened off panel or something, and we might see it in a flashback or something like that, but I thought that was interesting. They just willingly took it. Now, with that being said, I love the pillow fight scene. Like, I love that. And just seeing how rowdy those guys are, you know, I'm going to make another comparison. So if I make anybody upset or offend you or anything like that, I apologize now. But, you know, that pillow fight scene really reminded me of the pillow fight scene in the Loki arc for the fairy tale thing, because in that one they're just kind of fighting, and in this one it was Vivi that really reminded me of Lucy, because they both had that same expression on their face. Only difference is Vivi didn't just get cold clocked. But I like what Oda did in this. You know, Oda handled this whole pillow fight thing a lot better than Hiro Mashima did. Because one of the things he did, he showed everyone's personalities. And it was a complete play on, like, where Zoro's getting on Usopp saying, look, man, what do you need to sleep for anyway? You were sleeping most of the trip. And with Usopp, because he tells so many lies, you can't tell whether or not he was actually being genuine when he said that he passed out from exhaustion. So just to see that little banter back and forth, really cool. But then to see him burst up with all that energy and throw the pillow at Zoro, then throw another one at Chopper, it just shows like he might be lying, because he has a lot of energy. So just seeing that, really cool. And I like how Chopper was just like, I'm adapted to the cold weather. Of course I was overwhelmed by it. I like that, but the highlight for me was my dude Sanji, man. Like, I love the perverts and shonens, and just to see how Sanji was just like, oh, Vivi, I didn't think you'd want to sleep alone. Vivi was just like, dude, that's my bed. What are you doing in there? And Sanji just real low-key with it too, man. It was like, I'm going to pull this off, man. And he had a perfect excuse for it too, because they're in the desert. He could say, Vivi, it gets really cold. We have to keep body heat. That would have been absolutely funny. I mean, it's been done a whole bunch of times, but I was expecting Sanji to just slide in another line on that after she said it. That was pretty damn funny, man. Like, Sanji's looking like the creeper. Like, he's looking like a pervert, but he's looking like a Master Roshi Jiraiya type creeper, man. Like, right now he's about on the level of Cone, or a little higher than Cone from Bleach, but he's looking like he's got some creeper tendencies, and that's going to be funny. That's going to be funny to see how far Oda pushes the envelope, man. Like, I noticed it in the 80s when Akira Toriyama was doing Dragon Ball, and it was pretty much you could get away with anything during that point. I know that things are a little more censored now, but I would love to see Sanji pull some crazy shit, man. So, with that being said, Luffy. I like what we saw with Luffy. You know, Luffy did something that, you know, I've done whenever I've been in a leadership position, which is if he sees someone struggling or working on a really hard task, Luffy just jumps in there and gets his hands dirty. And I like how Luffy was digging away at the sand, and he was like, I'm just helping you. And he's undoing all the work, but in his mind, he thinks he's helping. And it really reminds me of a situation. My mom is a small business owner, right? She's got this event center, and one of her partners, or well, her partner, the problem with her partner is a lot of times, like, I'll be in the kitchen helping her cook or put together plates and all that other stuff, right? And one of the things that happens is her partner comes in and tries to speed up the process. And she does what Luffy does, which is when she goes in there, she's thinking that she's helping, but she's really creating more work for you. So that was pretty cool, man. Just to see that little bit right there, I like seeing that because, again, I could personally relate to it, but it also says a lot about Luffy's personality. He had it just dug down that he was going to help this man. And I like the dedication that, you know, he's like, well, I'm going to keep going until I hit water. And I like how Luffy falls asleep trying to help him. So that was cool. That, again, that says a lot about Luffy. And if he is indeed building a legend, if One Piece, whenever it ends, right? Because I've been told, even though it's like 830 something chapters deep, right? I've been told One Piece probably has another 10 years worth of material. So if that's the case, if Oda is going to be building up something to where Luffy has a legend, where he is like the next Gold Roger, right? If that is the case, then he's not only going to be a badass pirate who took down all these big names, because he already destroyed the East Blue, and now he's making a name for himself on the Grand Line. If this is the case, okay, that's not going to be the bulk of his legacy. His real legacy is going to be in how he treats the people who are helpless. You know, like, I'm not trying to get on any Funimation rewriting the Dragon Ball dub where Goku's like, I'm the hope of the universe, the answer to things that cry out for peace. I'm not talking that type of stuff. But just how Luffy does to small things, like, oh, this guy right here, he's digging for water, let me help him out. Oh, this kid, Kobe, he wants to be a Navy officer. Let me free him from this pirate woman, Alvida, and I'll just take him along. And, oh, if I got to pretend to be his enemy in order for him to live his dreams, I'll do it. I mean, I could see that. And also because he's worked with Kobe, I could see there being some type of reliance, because Kobe wouldn't be where Kobe is now, working in the Navy, trying to build his way up without Luffy. And we've seen it with the world governments that they turn a blind eye towards pirates. What's to say Kobe doesn't become someone of influence and gets Luffy out of a jam? I mean, it's so many different things building in. Like, Luffy's legacy is going to be in Syrup Village, where he freed them from Kuro. I mean, like, there's a whole bunch of different things. Like, Luffy's building a hell of a legacy right now. Like, it's gonna be awesome that you're taking down all these different pirates, but the impact you're having on people, like the impact you had on the people in Drum Island, this is gonna be good. So my one last thing that I want to talk about in this chapter is how Vivi vows to take down the rebels, so, or to end the rebellion. And the reason why I thought that that was interesting, I wanted to save that for last, and that's one of the first things that happens in this chapter, is it's just Oda setting up for us to see this huge confrontation between Vivi and Koza. And it doesn't, it doesn't have to be huge in the fact that it's a knockdown, drag out fight, which I would be interested to see that, because they're both adults now. You know, like the Ray Rice elevator cleaning service jokes put aside, okay? You'll know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Ray Rice thing where he knocked out his fiance, dragged her out. So that stuff aside, okay? Like, I would like to see those two fight, because when we got first introduced to them, they had conflict with each other and they came to blows. And then they resolved it after the fact. So I would like to see that, okay? I know, you know, some people might feel some type of way about, you know, women getting hit. This is a shonen. That shit happens from time to time. It is what it is. But one other thing I thought was very interesting with that is he's setting up for a very emotional confrontation. And I think that's what's going to be the crux of those two when they finally meet back up. I think we're going to get more information on their dynamic and what happened in the years after. I think I'm gonna say it's gonna be Koza that we're gonna get more information from, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got more stuff about Vivi when she was working as an agent. So this is gonna be pretty good, but overall, pretty decent chapter. You know, great setup chapter for the most part. You know, the last few have been setup chapters, and now that we know that they have a mission, the Baroque Works upper agents and number agents, I definitely think that shit's about to hit the fan now. Oda's building up towards something really great. So I'm really excited to see where that's going. But as always, if you like anything I had to say, make sure you hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I will greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching. Oh, fuck. Have an awesome day.